Nox? Okay.
Wait, get back here!
Oh no!
I want to preface that this Miku wig has not been styled yet. And it's just here for the gag. So that's why it looks like shit.
Star trekking across the universe. Only going forwards because we can't find reverse.
So I have a question for you.
Oh god.
How much do you know about Vocaloid?
Very little. I know that when I was in year 9, which was many years ago, think peak Sherlock era, a lot of my friends were into Vocaloid and I didn't know what they were and they never explained it to me in many words, but they sang songs and they danced and there were people and they did that thing.
So do you not know what Vocaloids are at all?
They are characters.
Excellent.
Yep.
A fresh slate. Vocaloid is a vocal synthesizer singing sensation.
Right.
So what Vocaloid essentially is software.
Right.
So the first Vocaloids, I believe, were made by Yamaha. And it was voice synthesizers. And then Krypton Future Media.
Krypton as in Superman.
It's spelled with a C.
Right.
They were a Japanese company, and they decided to attach virtual diva to
Immediately
the
I see why
software.
you were into this. It's the use of the word diva that really gives it away.
Hey! So that virtual idol was Miku Hatsune. I think there were some that came before Miku, but Miku was the one that hit, you know?
Yeah.
Miku slapped.
Oh, I feel so violated. I may recognise some of these videos from being on in the background in classrooms while I was in them because my friends were watching
I'm
them.
very excited. You have to tell me if you do. So this is actually quite new. Most of the things I'm going to show you are going to be from like 2011.
Wow, 2017.
Yeah.
You know things from 2017?
This was the 10th anniversary. Yeah, that's why.
Because it's actually from 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this song was the first song that like really hit, that made people accept that Vocaloid could be something other than like bad, I guess. And this is the 10th anniversary. This is a Vocaloid concert. It's something Spanish. But anyway, it's
wow, that's so many glow sticks.
I have the officially licensed glow sticks, and some of them look like leaks, which I'll explain later.
Leaks? Wait, no, there's something about leaks.
Yes!
I remember, there's a whole thing about leaks.
Yes! Okay, I will explain to you the leaks. It's on the playlist. This is Melt. It's by a producer called Rio, who then went on to make a band called Supercell.
He decided something only, but we
But you
are
something
pregnant.
No, Pregunta is not pregnant.
Pregunte pregnant.
Okay, we're going to
We've changed the video because I was making fun of the Spanish subtitles. And by making fun of, I mean badly translating.
So this is what Vocaloids become. We're gonna go back to the beginning. Back to where I started. Almost 10 years ago.
Almost 10 years ago.
So this is the next one. This is Popipo.
Yeah, see, I recognise this style of drawing more.
You're gonna recognize this because this...
Is this the leaks?
The next one's the leaks. So this song got popular enough to be put in Just Dance. And I remember when that happened and it was like, oh my god, there's a Vocaloid song in Just Dance.
There was a Vocaloid song in Just Dance?
Yeah.
Which one?
One of them.
I don't recall. Oh, I'm the god of Just Dance. I do not recall a Vocaloid song.
Well, it was one of the
Dance.
dancing games. I don't know if it was Just Dance. It was a dancing game. When Vocaloids are released, they're given sometimes an age.
Right.
But basically they're just...
Sometimes,
because not all of them are given an age. Miku was given an age. She's 16.
Right. That explains everything about her so far.
Yeah, she's like an idol. And her name is Hatsune Miku. And that's basically what you're given. And then fandom just gets to run with it.
Small cannon base makes for big fanon.
Yeah.
Like icebergs.
Whenever there's a new Vocaloid release, there's like a race to see who can get
Establish the fanon first.
Yeah. So Miku's character item ended up being a leak.
A leak. Yep, I know this.
I thought it might.
No, I know this. Yeah, no, I know this. I can hear it. I know this.
I figured you would probably recognize this one.
I know this one.
I remember going to conventions and we would stand in a line and everybody would hold something and we would swing it. Because we were really annoying in like 2010.
I mean, who wasn't really annoying in 2010?
Honestly. Anyway, you know this. This is Jevon Polka.
Yeah, this is the one I know.
This was
and I know
really
this one
popular.
and I know this one.
Caramel Dancin'. Caramel Dancin' was not Vocaloid.
That's the Vine.
Yeah, Caramel Dancin' was just like a pop song. There was a lot of Vocaloid covers of it, but it wasn't like Vocaloid.
It was the same. Wow, that hair.
So this is Triple Baka. I remember when I was a kid, I had recorded this onto my Nokia flip phone.
Wow, bring them back.
And
You're really aging yourself right here.
I know. I would play it from my Nokia flip phone. I set it as my like alarm.
Drowsiness always sneaks up on me.
Yes.
Sorry, what?
So for years, this is what I woke up to.
Yeah, that checks out.
So this is Neru, the yellow-haired one.
That is the Bumblebee.
She's like a fan version of Miku that's been like recolored.
You do a Kageyama Hinata video to this song.
It's the energy. Wow, what a niche, horrible video to make.
I think we should make it.
Comment below if we should make that video. So, Kasane Teido is an Utau, which is basically like a free version of Vocaloid.
Wait, who was the free version of Vocaloid?
The one with the drills on her head.
The curls?
Yeah,
right.
big ones. She was an Utau, which was a free version of Vocaloid. Because Vocaloid in itself is like $200 because it's professional software, you know.
Does it work a bit like autotune?
Basically, it's a voice bank. You can type in the lyrics, and then you drag it so it's like a scale, and you drag it up and down, and it'll sing out the lyrics.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You have to tune it and stuff to make it sound good, because when you just plug it in, it's not great.
You have to work to make it good?
You have to work to make it good?
Ah, rubbish.
Uninstalled. I made a bunch of stuff that was not good back in the day. I rewatched this one recently, and I was like, oh, this is where I got my personality from, which is not good. It's not good given this song. So here you go. You're gonna laugh when you watch this. I remember the dance. It was like this.
The princess in the world know to treat me
that
way by heart. Okay.
So this was also one of the most famous Miku songs.
Yeah, I haven't heard this.
If you saw like an ad,
I know the leak song and the leak song only. Number 1, know when I have a different hairstyle from usual. It looks lovely.
I hate that that's just like our cosplay dynamic.
Yeah, sort of.
Pay attention to me. This is before people got good at translating the lyrics, so they were like nice. So this is just like a literal
really
translation.
Saying anything selfish. Her leaks.
There's her leaks. This was me waiting for you at the pool earlier.
I thought you were in your room, okay? There was no signs of life outside. I assumed I was waiting for you to come down. I'm sorry that I left you outside in the garden on your own.
I really hate how much I remember this. Check 1, 2. And I remember learning the dance to this song as well. So this is Zenbon Sakura. This was really popular. And this is where... So we're not like quite chronological, but this is where you can start to see a change in the style.
Remember the era of everyone like heavily saturating Instagram photos with like every possible filter turned up to full?
Yeah, this was probably the same era.
Yeah, good times.
This was super popular to the point where even like big name Western musicians had covered it.
Wild. This all just completely passed me by.
So this is Rolling Girl. This is by a producer called Wowaka. When people were making kind of slower songs and more like dance pop songs and things, Wowaka came in with like these heavy synths and really, really fast-paced songs. But this is Rolling Girl. This one was really iconic. I cosplayed this song back in the day.
Wow, there she goes.
There she goes. She's rolling. I remember making a really bad CMV to this song that never saw the light of day.
I think you should publish it now.
I don't think I have it.
Tragique.
So there's no subs on this one, but basically it's about a really stressed out girl.
Oh, relatable content.
Who's like very anxious and very depressed.
Ah!
So anyway, this is Rolling Girl. It was really iconic. And Wowaka did a bunch of stuff that was like super fast-paced like this.
Uh-huh.
Wowaka did a lot of really good songs. So we're gonna go back.
Right.
So now that we've done Zenbon Sakura and Rolling Girl, like some really nice ones, we're gonna go back to the early shit dance pop.
Well, that's your brand, so I'm unsurprised by that choice.
I like these ones better. I brought this because this is really iconic for like understanding
God.
early Vocaloid culture. So here you can see there's more of them. We're going to introduce you to a bit more of a new cast.
Bumblebee.
So the main one is Meiko. She is an older Vocaloid. She was never super popular, but she was a little popular. Anyway, I have this one to talk about, MMD.
I love that they have... Are they twins?
Yeah, so this is the Kagamine twins.
One boy.
So this is... We'll get to the boys later. So the
There
Kagamine
she
twins,
is.
there's Miku.
On the moon.
They're the same voice. They're voiced by the same person.
Oh, cool.
This is Kaito!
Why does he look vaguely familiar?
You might have seen me looking at him. I don't know.
Right.
So the Kagamine twins are they were released as 14. They're the same voice, but a male and female version. The MMD. MMD was a free 3D modeling software.
And that's where these come from.
Yes.
Because I was wondering if Vocaloid came with the character designs and videos or not.
So they don't.
They don't.
But there was naturally a lot of fan stuff for it. MMD was a 3D modeling software that was bad.
Does it still exist?
It does. And it's gotten so much better. Have you heard of the anime Ruby?
Yes!
By the Game Grumps people.
Yeah.
So
I actually do know what that is.
excellent. Ruby was made using MMD.
Ah, I've never watched it.
I have not either.
It's the one that's spelled with a W, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah. So, but
Wow.
early
What's
on.
happening? Sorry, I stopped paying attention and now it's completely different.
Yeah, this was Chibi Miku. She's the one from the Yellow Polka song.
Ah.
This is Haku. She was another fan Miku.
She looks like Megatron.
So we're getting into the Vocaloid angsty sad times. So this is Kokoro. So the whole plot of Kokoro is that this scientist made a robot and loved the robot dearly.
She's the Tin Man.
And then the scientist passed away, but the robot lived on because it's a robot. Oh, I remember he was trying to make her a heart.
That's
and
why
he passed away.
That's why I said she was the Tin Man.
Yeah.
Because it was talking about how she didn't have a heart.
I missed that because I was busy
And
talking
then I made
about
a
my own
Wizard of
thing.
Oz joke.
And he died right before, right after he got her heart. Or he died because, I can't remember, it's been a long time. But anyway.
It's still giving you feelings, though.
This was the thing that, when I was God, it was before, I think probably around 11, 12, that I was this is the saddest thing ever. Anyway, you get the idea. I can't remember.
Wow, it's really long. It's 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a whole story. Okay, we're gonna get into this. This is my favorite Vocaloid. He was super underrated, but I loved him dearly, and it always made me very sad that no one cared about him.
Like that free character.
Yeah! This was one of the first songs that came out for him, and I think it's probably one of the reasons he wasn't super popular, because it's not very sexy.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Later, he became known for being, the gothy Vocaloid. He did, goth metal songs.
Yeah, I can see how that would fit with this vibe.
I know.
This looks like Uhura's Mirrorverse uniform in Star Trek.
Gakpo's a samurai. He was voiced by Kamui Gakt, who was a really popular singer in Japan at the time.
I forced myself to talk to them, but they only ignored
And
me.
that's what would happen to Gakpo for the rest of his lifespan. Luca! So we saw Luca a little bit earlier. Luca was the first one to be released with an English voice bank. Luca was actually originally what Miku was going to be.
Ah.
They were going to release Miku as a Japanese voice bank, an English voice bank, and then they didn't. And then they released Luca later, and for a short period of time, Luca was the Vocaloid, and then people went back to Miku.
Just be friends, just be friends, just be friends. Friend zoned again.
Video.
Ah! The red string!
Yeah!
I know about that! That's
Yeah.
in fanfiction.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah, the red thread of fate.
The red string of freight. Yeah, I know about that.
And there were these cosplayers who recreated it shot for shot.
Incredible.
And it was the first good cosplay video I ever saw. Just be friends. You've got the idea.
Yeah, they're gonna be friends.
So this is the shit that I was really into.
Unsurprising.
This is by a producer called Mothy. And Mothy did a series, wait for it, about the 7 Deadly Sins. This is where I learned what the 7 Deadly Sins were. So this is iconic Rin and Len content. So this is basically just the story of Marie Antoinette with extra things.
Okay, all I really know about Marie Antoinette is what was in the Doctor Who episode. Was that different?
The
Marie
French
Antoinette?
Revolution.
Oh yeah, okay, I know about the French Revolution.
Oh my god, in my heart, I was like, what?
This Listen, I know names and places and I don't necessarily know which one to go together.
You know, let them eat cake.
Yeah,
behead
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I know who she is.
Except for in this, Marie Antoinette was kind of innocent. But in this, Rin's like actually a quite malevolent queen. Then she gets really jealous of this pretty girl who's Miku. And has her killed because she likes the guy that is in love with Miku or whatever. And then the people decide to decapitate her. So, her twin brother, Len, is her loyal servant in this, which imagine if your sister was the queen and you're her servant. That would be the energy.
No, I don't want to imagine, because you know what?
But anyway.
It's not a world we want.
Meiko is like the mercenary, and the prince she was in love with organizes for the riot for her to be killed.
Right.
And instead of being killed, her brother, who's her loyal servant, realizes that they look the same.
Right, I see where this is going.
And so it takes her place.
Wow, he really drew the fucking short straw, huh?
Yeah. Duke Venomania! Let's go! This is Duke Venomania. This is the best Gakubo song probably to have been released.
Right.
So remember, before you pass, like, judgment, these are supposed to be the 7 deadly sins. Every character in these is supposed to be evil. The shit he does in this video is very evil. You can also see from the last videos we watched to this one,
yeah,
how the quality of his production, like...
Yeah, it's gone up.
And also, in all of the Mafi songs, the characters that they are very much characters telling a story. They're not like how people perceive the vocaloids. You know, like, Rin's not always an evil queen.
Yeah. Just AUs.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, the plot of this is that Gakubo was a big incel. And he made a deal with the devil so that women would be charmed by him.
Incredible.
And all of the women in the town start going missing. Because they're all, like, hypnotized. Like that bit in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The Castle Anthrax.
Yes.
It's basically just the Castle Anthrax.
Incredible.
So that one is Gumi.
Green-haired lettuce girl.
Gumi also came out around the time Gakubo came out. And she was also released with the voice of, like, a famous musician at the time. But Gumi got way more popular than Gakubo did. Doing depravities
in the defiance of God. What a line.
It's the sins. So here a new one approaches. I remember the first time I watched this and I was like, oh!
Nah. Suck it.
I really like that it ends with, like, he's like, oh, I loved her this whole time, and she looks at him in disgust, because it's all he deserves.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was Duke Venomania. So, as much as I love Gakubo, this one, in my opinion, was very much the best of the deadly sins. Uh-huh. This was Greed. It was one of the later ones to be introduced. Uh-huh. And this one is Kaito, who's the blue-haired one.
Right. Who stabbed him in the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
This one
Wait,
slaps.
Hang on. I have a question.
Yes.
Is this video why you asked me whether or not we had a judge costume?
Yes. And I was waiting to get to this one because I knew you'd clock that immediately.
Like, immediately. I was like, this is why.
So, we're not going to watch this whole one because it's a really long song.
Even the heinous people can be saved if they pay money, and that's about the evils of capitalism.
Yeah. So basically, he's a corrupt judge who takes bribes.
Right.
So he has...
There she is!
There's Miku again. He has a daughter.
She's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, and she's in a wheelchair. And so he's, like, kind of taking care of her. The people...
Burned down his residence.
Yeah.
With him inside. And his disabled child, because
Yeah.
she deserves to suffer for his crimes.
Yeah. I don't know why parent and child is in quotations. I'm sure there's, like, an analysis
Because
of that.
Miku escaped.
Maybe.
Maybe they weren't related.
Anyway, he goes to hell. And Gumi is, like, the judge in hell.
Who?
Gumi, the green-haired one.
Right.
From the last
Left
one.
his head.
Yeah. And she tells him if he doesn't want to go to hell, he has to give her all his money. Anyway, yeah, he refuses to give her his fortune, and then he burns in hell.
He's like, I will not give you my money, and then he walks through the gates of hell.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect it.
He's like, yes, I could give you all my money and not go to hell, but consider this. Sinning is winning.
We're gonna skip Synchronicity. I will make you watch this at some point, but it's like a whole 3-part...
Hand interactions.
Hand touching. It's like a whole 3-part arc. So I'm not gonna make you watch these 3. Instead, I'm going to, because this was like I said, this was my introduction to show someone Vocaloid and like, ooh, here, I think you can get into this way. That's not what we're doing today. We're going to look at Fear Garden. Fear Garden, I was obsessed with.
Oh dear.
You're going to really judge me.
Wow, already pixelated.
This is about a girl who is planting a garden, and the garden is the hands that she's cut off people she's killed. I have a story about this.
Of course you do.
I really desperately, and like honestly to this day, because I think it'd be really funny, want to have a garden where I just stick a bunch of mannequin hands out of the earth.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, we should do that.
We should. Well, when we live together.
I like how you say it as though it's not currently happening, but like when we live together, not your family's home in the middle of quarantine. Anyway, I was really into this song.
Just buy a load of mannequins off the internet right now and go bury their body parts in the garden for my mum to find when she's gardening.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that. How much money are we willing to spend on these mannequins to traumatize my mother?
Let's look and see how much they cost. Anyway, my story is, I was really into this. All my friends knew I was super into this. I really wanted to cosplay it, but I never did. One day we were on vacation.
Oh dear.
And a hand showed up in our garden. And my mom's friend who was watching our house was like, do you know why this is here? And it was like a mannequin hand, right? Like a jewelry stand hand.
Yeah.
And then the next day, one of the fingers broke off. And our friend was like, if the fingers break day by day, I will not be here on the 5th day. This is some mob shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? Turns out it was one of my friends who had found it, and then the finger just happened to break off. But, like, they had found it and put it in my garden because they thought it would be fun. But we weren't home.
Incredible.
Anyway, that's Fear Garden.
I really love that it got to a point of just
Because it was grimdark. It was grimdark. I could really just go in and start to do, like, just countless edgy Vocaloid content. But you know what? You get the idea. Oh my god. You know how I was like, I really like the character types where they're like the really happy-go-lucky, like, murder types? This is why.
Everything ties back to Vocaloid.
It was a really foundational part of my childhood.
Everything.
You can ask my mom because she hated it. She had to listen to it for years.
My parents think I was irritating because I watched Star Trek quietly alone in my room.
Yeah, I was very irritating. And I got bullied. And honestly, there's points where I probably...
noises.
There are probably points where I probably deserved it because I know I was really annoying. Like, don't bully, even if they deserve it. But, like, I definitely was really annoying.
But you know what? I think kids aren't allowed to be as irritating anymore, and I think we should let kids be annoying, man.
Honestly, I've been thinking about this a lot, like kind of revisiting a bunch of my old anime favorites, which I all stopped being into because people really made fun of me for being into it.
It was cringe humor, man.
Cringy.
Cringe culture, that's it.
Yeah,
cringe humor, cringe culture.
And the thing is, like, yes, this stuff was, like, kind of annoying and sort of grimdark, but, like, it was harmless.
Yeah.
And I was really into it, and I really loved it. It brought me a lot of joy. And then I stopped doing it because it was cringy. Just like what you like.
Let kids have fun.
Let kids have fun.
Let them be annoying. Let them tell you about the shit they're into. Listen to them. They're children.
We're gonna watch Matryoshka. And then I think that might be it for song-wise, and I might just show you a couple, like, Vocaloid memes and stuff.
Oh, gosh. Is this the one you're making the hoodie for?
Yes, so this is the one I'm making the hoodie of.
Game.
Pay attention.
I do pay attention.
This was by a producer called Hachi, who made, turns out, a bunch of my favorite Vocaloid songs, but, like, I didn't pay attention to producers and stuff back then, because I was like, Miku! Gakpo, you know?
That's not how children consume content.
Hachi made a lot of, like, very chaotic sounding songs.
Ah, well, that explains why you like it.
Yeah. So this was Matryoshka. Matryoshka was really popular for cosplayers because it was, like, pretty simple, but also, like, a really cool aesthetic. We cosplayed this for years. This is how I met some of my friends that I have now. We did a whole group of this at con, and I remember there was 4 of us, so to keep track of everyone, I would go 1, and then I would go 2, 3, 4 at the beginning.
Awful.
It was terrible. Anyway,
I
Hachi
really
was a
didn't
really
get
big
those
deal.
kind of experiences because there's no society here.
No.
There's nothing.
just had fields.
There's just fields
Just
and
had
like
fields.
the occasional farm. Country boy.
Country boy, I love you.
Nah.
Anyway, I really like Matryoshka. It's a good song. I know. We'll finish it off with another song by Hachi that was released in 2017.
Okay. New Vocaloid.
New Vocaloid. I actually
Are
hadn't
they
heard.
still making Vocaloids now?
Yeah.
Incredible.
I don't know if there's a bunch of new Vocaloids that never got super popular that they've been like releasing since then. Like there's Aya and Oliver and all these, but they weren't the main cast. The main cast you have Miku, Rin and Len, Kaito, Meiko, Gakpo, and Gumi.
The other one. Lettuce Head.
Lettucehead. So this is the same person who made Matryoshka. Mm-hmm. And he came back
Which
to
one
make
was that one?
the one we just watched.
Okay, yeah.
He came back to make this for the 10th anniversary.
Okay.
Apparently, the song is
Oh, it's
kind of
good.
about... You can see
The
how
animation quality.
the animation quality is so much better.
It feels kind of like a Gorillaz music video.
It does. Gorillaz, people have often described as being the British Vocaloid.
Okay. I never hugely got into Gorillaz.
I was never into Gorillaz.
But like, I can sort of see what they mean.
Yeah. From what I've heard, this video is sort of about how Vocaloid is dying out. And it made some other producers really mad. Because Hachi, basically, he left Vocaloid to go do other
Things.
stuff. And he got really successful. Also learned this from my new source for video essays. Apparently there was a lot of controversy because people didn't like the idea that he was saying that Vocaloid was dying.
Is it dying?
I mean, it's not at the hype it was, but like it's still around.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Vocaloid's dying. Oh, that's a sad way to end the video. But here I am, dressed like Hatsune Miku in 2020, forcing my friend to watch Vocaloid videos. This one got really popular, apparently. I hadn't heard it because I sort of lost interest for Vocaloid for many years.
Niche interests
Back.
be like that though, really, honestly.
Yeah.
You can just forget about them. Back burner, I know I like this. And
Yeah.
then like one day you wake up and you're like, it's
I must
time!
think about this thing!
It's time!
Yeah. Anyway, Hachi's music really slaps. I'm really glad that he's found, like, his own success. If you know any good 2020 Vocaloid song recommendations, hit me up, you know? I'm down.
She'll watch them.
So,
And I might also.
do you have any questions?
I'm just amazed.
We've scratched the surface.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Like, just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. All that from some software, huh?
Yeah?
It's quite impressive.
It's like you were saying about the fandom iceberg.
Yeah, fandom
You know?
iceberg.
Like, I think Vocaloid was so popular because you could do anything with it. And because anyone could make content for it. Anyway, that's Vocaloid. Would you cosplay it with me?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Only if you cosplay Star Trek.
I mean, I've already
You've
agreed
already
to that.
agreed to that.
I've also offered to cosplay Robin to your Batman.
That's true. That's because you watch Lego Batman, though, and you like him in that film.
He's a baby! Yeah, my hands are really clammy. Anyway, yes, Vocaloid.
In this year of our Lord, 2020.
In this year of our Lord, 2020.
Is it the year of our Lord, though? Do we
God.
really think our Lord is watching this
Wait.
year?
In the year abandoned by our Lord. And since God has forsaken us, I've decided to get back into Vocaloid. Leave a comment if you think that I should drag Hal further into Vocaloid.
Can you look at the camera for a second?
I can see you in the viewfinder. It's really hot in front of these lights. Bye!